left-wing media are continuing to accuse President Trump of calling for violence. One America's Pearson Sharp explains Democrats are ignoring the times that they make threats against the president's life.
While Democrats falsely accuse President Trump of instigating violence in the Capitol Hill riots, they seem to have conveniently forgotten about their own calls for violence over the years. In fact, senior members of the Democratic Party, including Nancy Pelosi, Maxine Waters, Eric Holder, and even Joe Biden and Kamala Harris themselves, have all threatened violence in the past, especially against President Trump. While television personalities like Don Lemon and Chris Cuomo have not only condoned violence, celebrities like Madonna and Robert De Niro have actually threatened to physically harm President Trump and even blow up the White House. Rapper Snoop Dogg produced a video showing President Trump being assassinated, and a 2017 production of Shakespeare's Caesar depicted a character who looked exactly like President Trump being stabbed to death. Famously, actress Kathy Griffin even showed herself holding the bloody, decapitated head of President Trump, later claiming it was just a joke. Which raises the question, if someone held up Biden's decapitated head, would Democrats still be laughing? So, because leftists in the government and media hope you've forgotten, here are some clips over the years of Democrats directly and openly threatening President Trump's life. If you want to know what calls for violence look like, this is exactly what real calls for violence look like.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
You know, there needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Do something about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless.
When they go low, he can.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
The biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized right up to the right.
I thought you should have punched him in the face. I said, even if you lost, he insulted your wife.
Yes.
He's on the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers. He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face and then gotten out of the race. You would have been a hero.
I'd like to punch him in the face. I said if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Punch some people in the face!
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
Look, as his character is stabbed to death.
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him?
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
A Missouri state senator is under investigation by the Secret Service after saying she hopes President Trump is assassinated.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
And sadly, the domestic enemies to our voting system and our honoring our Constitution are right at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
They're not going to stop before Election Day in November, and they're not going to stop after Election Day. And that should be, everyone should take note of that on both levels, that this isn't, they're not going to let up, and they should not.
If you think we're rallying now, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Pearson Sharp